Present simple tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She stands.
Really? Where does she stand?
Well, she stands in the class.
That's nice. In which class does she stand?
Well, she studies in level 1.
That's amazing. Present continuous tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She's standing.
Really? Where is she standing?
Well, she's standing in the class.
Oh, that sounds great. Which class is she standing?
Well, she's standing in the level 1 class.
That sounds great. Past continuous tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She was standing.
Really? Where was she standing?
Well, she was standing in the class.
That's amazing. In which class was she standing?
Well, she was standing in level 1.
That's interesting. Present perfect tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She had stood.
Really? Where has she stood?
Well, she has stood in the class.
Oh, that sounds great. Which level has she stood?
Well, she has stood in level 1 class.
That sounds great. Present perfect continuous tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She have been standing.
Really? Where has she been standing?
Well, she have been standing in the class.
That's nice. In which class has she been standing?
Well, she have been standing in level 1.
That's interesting.
Present
Past
simple.
simple. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She stood.
Really? Where did she stand?
Well, she stood in the class.
That sounds great. Which class did she start?
Well, she stood in level 1 class.
That sounds great. Past perfect. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She had stood.
Really? Where had she stood?
Well, she has stood in the class.
That's nice. In which class had she stood?
Well, she has stood in level 1.
That sounds great. Future tense. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
She will stand.
Really? Where will she stand?
Well, she will stand in the class.
That sounds great. Which class will she stand?
Well, she will stand in level 1 class.
That sounds interesting.